This season of Awkward has been quite a roller coaster for both of your characters. I mean,
Yes, it has. I mean, there's been a lot of drama with Lacey and Kevin this season.
There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been ins, there's been outs.
Oh my God.
where does that leave them? And what are you?
Nothing.
Ins and outs, like into the house, out of the house. Her mind's in the gutter. She doesn't represent the way all of us think. I'm just letting you know that. Filthy.
Oh my
Filthy.
God.
Freaky. Yeah, just so I can dig my own hole.
So where does that leave them in the season finale?
Together. I mean, hopefully,
Does it?
right?
There's 2 episodes to go. We have 1 episode and then the season finale, not for 2 weeks. So there's a lot that can happen.
I know.
there.
I'm like, together, right?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. No, Kevin is a man who measures every decision, all right, and takes his time. So it's not like I'm just going to waltz back into the house. Just because I gave you a good time in the shower doesn't mean that I'm moving back in, right?
I mean,
can.
right? Come on. What's going on? It's so weird. Just come back home. Let's be happy.
It's not easy, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
That would
choice
be Lacey's point of view.
the choice is easy.
It's just that easy.
Kevin had a really, really nice conversation with Jenna last episode that we saw.
That was a beautiful scene.
Hey, thank you very much.
I wasn't there when y'all filmed it, but watching it, that was I should have texted you and told you.
You didn't.
I did not. It was a beautiful scene.
You know who texted me and told me was Desi. She did. And my parents sent me an email and said they were proud of me. That was like
That was a bad move on my part. But you didn't text me and tell me that it was a good episode for me.
no, that's
I'm trying to be diplomatic and not give away.
Oh.
I already knew it was good. Your scene was good. So yes, Kevin did had the talk with Jenna that kind of spells out the real dynamic. It peels back the curtain a little bit and lets her see into what the Hamilton marriage is really all about, and sort of. He's been taking a lot of credit for being the best parents in the household for a long time, whereas he actually learned his parenting skills and got his parenting prowess from Lacey. So she's the real unsung hero in the equation. So I think he's probably been carrying a lot of guilt around, and hopefully that played out in the scene a little bit when he was telling Jenna.
It was really beautiful.
I expect more of those types of scenes for either of your characters.
With Jenna? Oh, absolutely. I think that there'll be, until the end of the series, there'll be parents that will have those really genuine, heartfelt moments with their daughter. Because the one thing the show does beautifully, thanks to Lauren Unerick, our creator, is that there's tons of funny and there's a lot of jokes, but at the end of the day, it's all grounded in something that's really real. And a daughter's relationship or a son's relationship with their parents is a really real thing. So yeah, I'm sure you can expect loads of those relationships or loads of those conversations until the end of the series.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Yeah, I think the show's a comedy, but ultimately it's very emotionally resonant with the audience. They're not just kind of watching and laughing and giggling. It's striking a chord with people, and that's why they continue to watch and why the following has built. The writing's really dynamic. It's not just about writing jokes. They've managed to inflect a lot of heart into what they're doing, which is why Lauren's being likened to the female John Hughes, because she gets that balance and strikes that balance in the same way that he did with those movies that we still quote and remember, So hopefully Awkward will, achieve the same timeless kind of place. Yeah.
And if you guys had a want, and you can tell the writers to do whatever you want for your characters next season, what would you want?
I actually have a couple of ideas. I would love for Kevin and Lacey to pursue the idea of another child in whatever way that meant. I would love for Lacey to get a life outside of Jenna. So whether that's a job or a hobby or, I'd love for
Valerie.
Yeah, besides just hanging out with Valerie, which I'm sure she's going to do tons of because that's one of my favorite things to do on the show. And I would also, I would love for Lacey and Kevin and Aunt Allie and Ben and all of them to have a high school reunion. I think that would be really fun.
High school reunion is a really good idea
Thank you.
that I had not thought of yet.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Whoa, you see that tongue lashing there?
I got ideas, folks.
She's
I got
an idea
ideas.
person. I like the idea of pursuing a baby, but my idea was that we wouldn't have it ourselves, that Aunt Allie would have the child and be unfit as a mother, so that we would sort of have to adopt the child and just throw our whole scene into
I love it.
chaos.
She shouldn't be allowed to raise a kid, should she?
I totally agree.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
No.
so we'll have to strip it from her when she has it on the
To
show.
take the kid from
Should the
her.
writers take my advice and, write that very compelling storyline.
My final question for you is, what has been the most surprising part of being in the show?
The surprising part? Well, I don't know that there's been anything surprising in terms of like the material and how good I thought the show was. I think the surprising part has been the reaction to it. I mean, not surprising in the sense that I didn't think it was good. I, from the beginning, knew it was a well-crafted show and that it was so special. But you never know if that's going to translate, if the audience is going to get it, if it's going to become, something that the network also loves. And so for me, I try to keep my expectations very low so that I get to be surprised. I would say that it's the reaction that everyone has had to the show. I cannot tell you what a gift that it's been, and to get a season 3 and 20 episodes, it's after being in this business for 22 years, I'm like, I've never had that happen to me, and it's really an amazing,
You've been in this business
amazing
since
thing.
the day you were born?
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
What surprised me most about, or what has surprised me most about my experience with Awkward is that it's not just been another teen comedy, that there's a really serious gravity to the show and its thematics, and so that it affects the audience on a much deeper level than I would have expected to. So people react in a way that makes them feel like they are part of the show and the family behind the show. Which makes me the second part of my answer to your question is what's surprised me most, being somewhat cynical about this town and about Hollywood and about this profession, is that I've grown to really like and love the people that I work with, and I'm just having such a damn good time. I would not have expected that was going to be the case. It's not just another job. It's something I really love to do with people that I love to do it with. So that's the biggest surprise.
That's a really good answer.
Hey.